said that in his post-game press conference that he thought that this game was, quote, pretty disgusting and shameful for the fans. Would you agree
Yes,
with that?
yes. Who wants to support something that, that puts on a performance of embarrassment? And that's what that was tonight. I mean, if I was a fan of the Carolina Panthers, I would be holding my head down in shame of, the product that was out there today.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pigskin Blink, your daily look at fantasy football, the NFL, injury reports, sit, starts, studs, duds, reviews, previews, and everything else to help make your fantasy football team sizzle. Cam Newton in that clip, post-game conference, press conference. It was tragic, it was horrific, and you could tell by the expression on his face that he was sad for every fantasy football owner that played him yesterday. 16-30, 242, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I am disappointed with you, Mr. Newton. On the ground, 1 touchdown and only 6 yards rushing. D'Angelo Williams, 11 carries for only 50 yards, no touchdowns, and Tolbert really not getting in on the running game. 3 carries, 5 yards. In the air, he gets it done. 4 receptions, 47 yards for Tolbert. But on the ground, Carolina, as a team, only 20 carries for 61 yards. Yikes. In the air for the Carolina receiving corps, Greg Olsen, 7 receptions, 98 yards, no touchdowns. Out of 14 targets, though. Steve Smith makes the most of his 4 targets, catching the ball 4 times for 86 yards. Tolbert, of course, 4 of 47, as stated. And LaFell was a LaFall, 1 reception for 27 yards, 3 targets. Ball bounced off his hand a few times. D'Angelo Williams, 2 receptions for 23 yards. On the other side of the ball, Eli Manning didn't have the fantasy football stats, but what he did have was a high completion rating. 27-35, that's almost 80%, 288, 1 touchdown, no INTs. Finishes the day with a 110 QB rating. On the ground, Andre Brown getting the job done. I didn't think there was going to be a lot of rushing on either side of the ball, but Andre Brown proved me wrong. 20 carries, 113, 2 touchdowns. If he's available, pick him up. We don't know what the injury is going to be like, if he's going to be starting again. And even if he doesn't, I think that he's going to be worked into the starting rotation in a pretty heavy way because of his output. 5.7 yards per carry at one point in the middle of the game. I think he had like a 7.2 average. I think it was right after halftime, right before halftime, somewhere around there. The Giants receiving corps, Ramses Barden, 9 receptions out of 10 targets, 138, no touchdowns. That's good for 13 points on the week. Bennett, 6 receptions, 73 yards, 1 touchdown out of 7 targets. That's good for anywhere from 11 to 13 points. Victor Cruz finishes the day, 6 receptions, 42 yards, no touchdowns. And Brown also getting a couple receptions, 3 receptions, 17 yards. So exactly what happened with this? Well, there was no one pinpoint for Carolina. What actually was going on, that team came out like they needed liquid Prozac injected right into their eyeballs. There was no passion, there was no drive, there was no focus, and when they did have it, it was just a little bit, I'll say a whole lot too late. The Giants did the exact opposite. The Giants created turnovers. They capitalized on the turnovers, even settling for field goals. 5 field goals in the game. Lawrence Tynes finishes the day. 5 field goals, a couple extra points. Anywhere from 17 points on up to about 20 points in standard scoring, depending on what your league scores. The other thing that they did is they kept the quarterback throwing high percentage passes, and the receivers were actually catching the ball. Barden, 9 receptions out of 10 targets. Bennett, 6 receptions out of 7 targets. Cruz, 6 receptions out of 7 targets. Eli Manning finishing with 27 of 35. That is a fantastic completion rating. Most quarterbacks dream of around the 59 to 63%. He got 79, 80%. So that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Giants defense also finishing the day in standard scoring from anywhere from 22 to 20, well, I'd say 20 to 22 points, depending on how your team scores things. Giants finishing the week 2 of 1 on the season as they beat the Carolina Panthers 36-7. And that's my review of last night's game. You can check out this broadcast as well as every other broadcast at the Fantasy Football Toolkit, and that is at fantasyfootballtoolkit.com. You can also head on over to the 360 Sports Network. 360 Sports Network is not a blog. It is a network of contributors, articles, as well as websites. This is a site built for the fans by the fans, and it covers everything under the sun: high school, college, professional, amateur games, Olympics, NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, racing, both types, people. That means open wheel and not. It also covers football that isn't quite football. I'm talking about the round kind, Mr. Soccerman. And you can check them out at 360sportsnetwork.com. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything under the sun that you want to send me, including hate mail, sorry about the Newton and LaFell predictions for this week, you can send them over to lostcause@fantasyfootballtoolkit.com. That is it for me, everybody. Check out tomorrow's Daily Pigskin Blink, where we look at our preview for the games coming up on Sunday and Sunday night. Have a great Friday. Enjoy it. Enjoy this weekend as the fall season kind of looms. Fade out.